What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph! I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, making their debut on the channel tonight! We have Rotor. Yes, indeed, how about that? Rotor making their debut on the channel. This comes as a request from Michael Mueller, and Michael wanted to see me react to this song by Rotor called Volllast. I hope I pronounced that right. There's 3 L's in there. V-O-L-L-L-A-S-T. I'm hoping that pronounced Volllast. I guess we'll see. Have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there is always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Hey Nah. Okay, and the video has 20,194 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Rotor. Or is it Rotor or Rotor? It is R-T-O-R. Maybe it's Rotor. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm sure in the comments you guys will let me know which one it is. Volllast, I guess is how you pronounce that. Live Festival Kreuzberg. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
in the section we just got through, before we got into this next phrase, the subdivision work was really nice. It was really tight. In the middle of it, coming into like almost like that 3 feel, just about. That was cool. Good tight subdivision work there, all in unison, all syncopated, which was cool. I don't know. I feel like this intro is going a little long, if I'm being honest. I feel like it's getting a little long, and more importantly, it's getting a little repetitious. Like, if it was going somewhere, if it was developing, if it was evolving, that'd be one thing, but it's really not. Other than that subdivision part, it really hasn't changed at all. As a matter of fact, we're going right back into the main riff again, and it's like, okay, well, it would have been nice, like, if they had gone through, if they had done the intro, got to that subdivided part, and then gone into the verse. If there's a verse, then again, this may just be a full-blown instrumental, I don't know. But if there is vocals, I saw a guy sitting down. I thought that might have been the vocalist. Maybe he's taking a break this song. This may just be pure instrumental, I don't know. But it'd be nice if it come out of that subdivided part, it had gone on to the next phrase, whatever the next phrase might be, rather than having it go back to the beginning and repeat the intro phrase again. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's not really going anywhere right now. It's just looping. So, hopefully I'm wrong. Let's see if this is an instrumental. Let's see if there's vocals. Let's find out. That guy that was sitting down, he's not there anymore. I'm not sure what's going on. Back in that subdivided part, right? Yup. Son of a gun. Like, I think it's pretty safe to say 5 minutes in, over 5 minutes in, no vocals. I'm willing to bet this is an instrumental at this point. It's very repetitious. Even for an instrumental, it's repetitious. Like, when you're hearing an instrumental, you usually would want to hear something a little more up at the front. At least some instrument. It doesn't matter what instrument it is. It could be guitars. It could be keyboard. Hell, it could be bass for all I care. But there should be some melodic instrument up at the front really taking the lead and really kind of taking on that leadership role. You know what I mean? I've heard guitars playing the melodic line both as an individual and together, like in harmonics, but nothing that what they played screamed, I'm taking the lead. It was more like, I'm playing the melodic line, but not I'm taking control of the ship. You know what I mean? It's more like, you know, I'll open up the sails rather than I'm going to take the helm. And I'm still waiting for that one voice. I don't care what instrument it is. I really don't. It could be guitar, the keyboardist who just showed up, the bassist. I don't care. As long as somebody takes the lead and takes this in a true melodic lead direction. For example, something like your guitar virtuosos like Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Gary Hoy, Blue Saraceno, Eric Johnson, guys like this who the songs are repetitive. Yes, they are. If you listen to it just from a chordal structure standpoint, yeah, they're very repetitive. Any of those songs from any of those artists, the songs are going to be repetitive. But because you have that singular voice, that one guitar voice that takes the lead, both from a melodic line standpoint and from a soloistic standpoint, that hasn't happened yet in this song. I know there have been the two guitar players have played a melodic line, but not in a way that screamed at me that they're taking the lead. You know what I mean? It was just like, they're just kind of here to play the melodic line. And it's like, well, the keyboardist could have done that. The bass player could have done that. What about you taking the lead screams leadership right now? Nothing. So I don't know, man. I'm digging the vibe. I'm digging the groove, but it's so repetitive. It needs to go somewhere. It needs a leader, and I'm not hearing a leader right now, which is kind of a shame. Let's keep going. Part again. Come on, someone take the lead. Someone take over. Someone take control. What else? It's gotta evolve, guys. Come on. Yeah. I'll see you in the review. We'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was, I'm not sure. It's either Rotor or Rotor. I'm not sure which one it is. The more I look at it, the more I'm kind of leaning toward Rotor. I think it might be Rotor. So let's go with that. Rotor. That was Rotor with a tune called, I hope this is pronounced right too, Volllast. This was a request from Michael Mueller. Okay, I thought about it, and I have a score here. It's not a bad score, okay? It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's actually a really good score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.3. Yep, 7.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I like the approach. I like the attitude. I like the groove. I like the vibe. I like everything about this for the most part. The tone was good. From the guitars, from the bass, they all sounded really nice. The drummer had great feel. The one section that they did like 3 or 4 times where they went into that subdivided, it felt like they were subdividing into threes in the middle of it, in the middle of the phrase. That felt really good. I liked that. Kind of spruced things up and really kept things from becoming redundant. Again, I like the vibe. I like the attitude. I like the drive. I like the feel. I like everything about this song from a songwriting standpoint. Okay, so like the chordal flow, the drive, the direction of the song, the feel of the song, the groove. I like all of that, okay? That's how we're getting up into the 7s. Now, why didn't this get into the 8s? I can sum it up for you in one word. Repetitious. This song really didn't go anywhere. It had those 2 parts. It had 2 parts. That was it. And there was really no variation between those parts. Every once in a while, there'd be a little difference, like the guitar line, right? The guitar would come in and do this kind of little melodic line. But here's the thing, and I said this during the course of the reaction. When you look at guitar virtuosos like Steve Vai, Gary Hoy, Joe Satriani, Eric Johnson, Blue Saraceno, you look at these guitar players, or we'll even go further. How about Stevie Ray Vaughan? How about B.B. King? How about Eric Clapton? How about these guitar players who are, masters of their craft, right? Now, when the guitar line takes over, it's obvious that the guitar line takes the lead, right? It takes over and it becomes the singular driving force of the song. Yeah, the rest of the band's back behind it, but what's the band doing at that point? The band is supporting that instrument. Doesn't matter who's playing it, but all of a sudden the band becomes the support for that voice that decided to take control, take the wheel, take the helm, and steer the frickin' ship. This song had no captain. It had a bunch of quartermasters, but no captain, okay? There was nobody that took the lead on this song and led it. There was a bunch of people working together to form a groove, and the groove was great. Don't get me wrong, I liked the groove. I liked the feel of the song. I liked the direction of the song. I liked the tone of the song. I liked the energy of the song. What I did not like was the fact that we kept coming back to those same grooves over and over and over again with pretty much no variance. Okay, now, I did hear the guitar voicings, but here's the thing. Again, they never took the lead. They just added their voice with a little variance on top and added to the groove itself. Therein lies the difference. When the guitar players did add those melodic lines, they never actually took the lead. All they did was add to the groove as opposed to taking the reins. Do you see the difference? if just one of them had stepped up and taken the lead for one full phrase, just one phrase, we would be talking about a much different score. Probably still in the 7s, but we'd be up in like the 7.8s, okay? Now, if one guitar player did that for one phrase, and then the other guitar player did it for a second phrase, maybe the keyboard player did it for a third phrase, we would be talking up in the 8s, mid-8s without question, okay? Now, I get it, this is groove metal. I get it, this is nothing new to me, okay? I've seen groove metal before. I've seen several bands that classify themselves as groove metal, and this fits right in with that subgenre. Having said that, one of my biggest complaints about groove metal is when you have bands like this who don't understand that if you're gonna write a song like this, you better have more than 2 parts. You better have more than 3 parts. You better have about 4 to 5 parts, and you better visit them. Now, I have no problem with you coming back to the first part or coming back to the second part, as long as it goes to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th part at some point during the song. But if it doesn't do that, and all it does is repeat from part 1 to part 2, to part 1 to part 2, to part 1 to part 2, to part 1, guess where we're going? Part 2. Huh, what do you know? Hey, guess what? We're going back to part 1. Boom, part 1, here we are, back to part 2, boom. It becomes very predictable. Now, I know a lot of people find comfort in that, and there's nothing wrong with finding comfort in predictability, but when the song becomes repetitious, it gets, for lack of a better word, boring. And this, about halfway through, I'm not gonna lie, folks, at about the 5-minute mark into this, I started looking at the clock. I did. And I started going, okay, well, there's 3 more minutes to go. 2 more minutes to go. 1.5 minutes to go. 1 minute to go. 40 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go. I was really counting down the seconds towards the end. I was just like, when it ended, I was so glad. I was, because I was bored. I'm sorry, but I was. I get it. Groove metal. I understand. But like I said, I've seen groove metal bands who do write songs with 4, 5, 6 parts. And they constantly move to those parts. Now, they'll go back to establish the core part or the core 2 parts, but at least they go to that 3rd part for a phrase, come back. Then they go to the 4th part for a phrase, come back. Then they go to the 5th part for a phrase, come back. What does that do? Keeps the song moving, keeps the song interesting, keeps the listeners vested. And I really feel like that is what this song was missing. Do one of 2 things. Have somebody take the lead, preferably split it. You know, have a guitar player take the lead for one phrase. Take a solo, man. Seriously, do something. And then play the subdivided phrase, sure. Then when you go back to the main phrase, have the other guitar player come in, take a lead, then go back to the subdivided part, and then go back to the main. Do something to spruce it up. Or write some more parts that are gonna bring some variance to this song. Otherwise, it's gonna be a 2-part song that you repeat 4 times. I'm sorry. I know there are gonna be people who disagree with me, and that's fine. They're more than welcome to. But for me personally, I like some variance. Not more than just 2 parts, okay? For God's sakes, if nothing else, just put a guitar solo in, okay? That would be a big help. But we didn't get that. Now, like I said, the groove was great. I loved the groove. I loved the feel. I loved the energy. I loved the direction. I loved everything about the song other than the monotony, okay? Other than that, I loved everything about it. I thought it was a really good song, man. It has a lot of potential. I would like to see them take that potential and add to it. That's all. But yeah, it was a really good job, and that's why it's getting the 7.3. Now, there may be some people who are under the impression that I'm slamming this song and that I'm giving the song a terrible score. No, I'm not giving this a terrible score. A terrible score would be down in the 2s. I'm giving this a 7.3. By definition, which is a really good score. Now, if you don't believe me, that's okay. There may be some new people to the channel today because I'm doing Rotor or whatever the name of the band is. And they may not be familiar with my scoring system. That's okay. I'm here to help. Take a look down below in the video description, take a look down below, go and scroll down a little bit, you're going to find my scoring system chart down there. Now, what does it say for 7.0 to 7.9? What does it say? It says really good. It doesn't say terrible. It doesn't say horrible. It doesn't say really bad. It doesn't say not so good. It doesn't say okay. It doesn't even say pretty good. It says really good. I dug the song for the most part. There are some things I'd like to see changed. I'd like to see a different approach maybe with how they would maybe introduce some newer parts, some different parts, or have somebody take the lead and maybe even share the lead now and then. But that's really my only complaint. The rest of the meat and potatoes of the song, I dug. I absolutely dug. So I do feel it's a really good song, and that's why I'm giving it the really good score of 7.3. So 7.3, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.